Hello, everyone. Amanda Williams, MD, MPH, here to talk to you today about more multivitamins. Been on this multivitamin kick lately, but I figure this is really the perfect time to make sure that you have a multivitamin as part of your everyday routine. This is back to school time. It's really advantageous to make sure that we're getting just the basic vitamins and minerals that perhaps our foods are not providing us. And we know that this is the case. We know that the soil is not as rich and dense in terms of the vitamin and mineral content that it used to be. So, having a daily multivitamin is certainly beneficial. So, for all of the little cells throughout the body, we want to make sure that we are doing right by those cells and incorporating in a comprehensive and complete and balanced multivitamin, multimineral is really quite beneficial for you. So today I want to talk about the performance multivitamin. So these are so quick and easy in order for you to use as part of your daily routine. So let me pull one of these out of here. So they come in these little packets, and in each pack, you get 4 pills. So within those 4 pills, you may think to yourself, well, what in the world's in there? I'm going to tell you. So in the performance multivitamin, you're not only getting the full spectrum of all of the key and essential vitamins and minerals. So all of your B vitamins, you get your chromium, you get magnesium, and what's really cool about all of the minerals in this particular vitamin is that they are all chelated, which means they really help to enhance the absorption ability. So you're getting all these really important minerals and getting them into the body for that intestinal absorption so that they can be dispersed throughout at that cellular level so our bodies can really utilize them to their full function. And we know that we need things like magnesium and calcium and chromium. Chromium is so important when it comes to regulation of blood glucose. And for many people, adequate intake of chromium is usually lacking. We certainly know that's the case when it comes to things like magnesium. We know that the majority of Americans are deficient in magnesium. So by taking a daily multivitamin, multimineral, we're at least kind of starting to cover a lot of those gaps. Now, you still may need additional vitamin D, additional magnesium based on your health needs. And oftentimes we can determine this through doing blood testing, which is why I always encourage people to make sure that you get comprehensive blood testing at least once a year. Look at everything. Look at your vitamin D level. Look at your fatty acids. Check and see how much omega 3 is actually circulating through your body. These are things that you will be able to then better determine how to go about having your supplements every single day. If you do a fatty acid test and it comes back and it shows that you are really outnumbered in terms of the bad fats compared to the good fats, then you know, okay, I need to make sure that I'm getting a good amount of omega 3 fatty acids coming from fish oil or krill oil, for example. So, all of these are things that you want to be just aware of, cognizant of. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the performance because we have those chelated vitamins. We know that that really helps to enhance the absorption. So, this is key. We want to make sure we're taking a vitamin that's going to do something for us. Unfortunately, there's a lot of garbage out there on the market. And so, if we're going to take a multi, we want to make sure that we're actually going to yield the benefit from it. So, we get all of our vitamins, all of our minerals in those chelated forms. And then, why is it the performance? Well, let's talk a little bit about that. It has 2 added nutrients that are so incredibly beneficial at a cellular level. One of those is my favorite adaptogenic herb known as rhodiola. So I just love, love, love rhodiola. And the reason why is because not only is it beneficial for the adrenal glands to help to offset and mitigate a lot of the problems that excess cortisol can bring about in our lives, the havoc of too much cortisol, but it also is very beneficial within the cell's mitochondria. So, for the generation of energy, and that form of energy is known as ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So, we know that the rhodiola is working on a couple of different fronts. I talk about rhodiola quite often because I just love it. One of the reasons why I really am such a fanatic about rhodiola is people notice the difference right away when they start using rhodiola. And they say, I feel like I just have a little bit more energy. And it's not that jittery energy that sometimes people can get if they're using, high caffeine or things like that. It's just a really mild sense of well being. And that's what we want. We want our cells to be able to facilitate that energy output so we feel good. And so that's what rhodiola helps us to do. So we know that this has been studied in the setting of athletes in terms of athletic performance, both pre and post exercise. We also know that it's been used in settings of stress. So for people who maybe have more of a tendency to feel anxious, for example, having some rhodiola on board can be very, very beneficial. So it has rhodiola. And then it has SOD, which is superoxide dismutase. And number one, it's a very fun thing to say, superoxide dismutase, but it's one of the most important antioxidants in the human body. And this is really, really critical because we know that SOD helps to stabilize other antioxidants. When we look at things like glutathione, for example, we know that we need to have SOD in order to protect our other antioxidants. Now, other things that we know about SOD, superoxide dismutase, that's very targeted towards oxidative stress and cellular dysfunction that can occur. We know that SOD is really quite critical when it comes to the damage brought on by chronic disease states. So they've done serum testing where they have looked at SOD levels in people who have diabetes, for example, similar to when they look for dimethylglycine deficiency in diabetics. So we know that SOD can play a role in this, and they've actually been able to determine that low levels of superoxide dismutase, which you get in the performance multivitamin, if you have low levels of SOD, and how do they know? They test your blood. So if they see that those levels are low, what they've been able to correlate to that is actually carotid arteries. That's the artery that runs on the sides of your neck here. They have found that carotid artery stenosis, or the thickening of that actual vessel, creating a narrowing of the actual vessel. So that means the vessel itself becomes kind of clogged, like a clogged pipe. So it makes it harder for the blood to force its way up. And we need that blood to get up into our brain. So remember, it's carrying oxygen as well. So they know that low SOD levels have been linked to the thickening of the carotid artery. So we know that SOD plays a really important role in the human body. So by taking SOD, it's helping at that cellular level in terms of oxidative stress, fending off free radicals from things that we're exposed to within our environment, but it's also beneficial when we think about our vascular system. So this is a great addition to a multivitamin. So we have a nutrient, rhodiola, that can help to support energy production and offset some of the stressors that our body goes through each and every single day. We have those chelated minerals that help with that absorption. So those minerals are really utilize the way that the body needs to actually use them. We have all of those vitamins, including a citrus bioflavonoid complex, so hence more antioxidants, and a really, really wonderful blend that's targeted towards eye health. So when we think about lutein and those powerful carotenoids that really help to support the damage that can happen to our eyes coming from the sun, coming from pollutants in the air. So it has a really nice eye blend added to this. So I definitely encourage you to go to our website and check it out, invitehealth.com, and it is the performance multivitamin. So easy, it's the simple little packs. You just take it with you. You can maybe take it with you to work, take it at lunchtime, maybe have it at dinner, take it with breakfast, doesn't matter. But all of those nutrients are packed into those little packets. So I will be back with you in a couple more days to talk about more wonderful formulations brought to you by Invite Health. Thank you so much.